God that I'm able to share and you are able to listen once again. Today's my topic is error handling in Swift. How you can just handle the error. Whatever error situation will come, you can handle this situation after completion of this 2.2.3. So quickly we'll complete this section. What is a throwable function? Throws and throw. Difference between throws and throw, and how you will create a function which will able to throw some errors. What is try and how it work with catch. So whenever error will come, you need to catch it, and that's why you are just trying that particular syntax with error handling. So how you will define this, I'll tell you. What are three types of try? Like one is simple try, try optional, and one is forced unwrapping. So how these tries are different and they will work differently in different scenarios, right? That I'll tell you. What is differ keyword and when you need to use it? What is a differ, right? So these questions you will be able to answer after this completion of this 2.2.13. You will be comfortable there with these questions. Now what I need to do, we can just close this and we can just open the Xcode. Quickly, as usual, we'll go for the playground only because we are in basics. So we are learning Swift basics handling. Error handling will be there and it will be on my desktop. Yes. So how you will handle the error situation into the Swift language, that we are going to cover today. So I'll just comment it here so that should be our target. Number one, what is the throwable function? Throws and throw. So how you will define a function which will throw some errors whenever something will come, right? So suppose I have a function, the name you can say like you can just create a function of something like that. I'm just creating sum, and there will be the a, and which will be integer and integer optional, and the b will be there integer optional, and result will be there. Actually the result will be there as a optional as well. So now what you can do, you can just check if you can just, whenever throwable function you are just going to declare, you can do a case study, like it can be handled like that as well. If let keyword, if you don't know about the if let and all, you can just search my previous tutorials and you will be comfortable over there. If let a is there, and I'll just mark it like a, and let b is there, then I have both values, and I'll say return a plus return b, and it will give me my result, right? Else what it will say, it will return nil because optional integer is optional. So this is the function. Now what I will do, I'll check this function. So I will call this function a, and suppose I'll pass nil and I'll pass some 5 value. Then what will happen, it will say me like, it will give me the nil result because it will come into this condition, and like will come in nil condition, and it will print the nil condition result. Otherwise result will be there, come in nil condition. So that's why it's giving you the nil, because it's optional. Now no catching, no handling, nothing is there, and this error actually this function is like not handled properly, right? So something and if a should be nil, then it should give me the result like a is nil, b is not nil. So pass a properly, pass b properly, something like that. So what you will do for this, you'll create a error case enum, something like that. You will create a enum first, which will be the error types, and which will be the sum function error types, right? Sum function error types, and which will belongs to my error. And I'll create cases. Cases will be like case 1 will be my a is nil, and then b is nil, and then so on, right? A and b is nil, a and b are nil, and what other can be there, right? That's all. Nil condition case we handled, right? That we handle. Rest everything will be perfect. So in this scenario, like I'm just giving you one example, so don't worry, you can use according to your situation. So sum function error types I created. Now I want to create this sum function as a throwable, so it can throw some errors, right? So throw is fine, but throws you need to set. Throws, that means it will fire some different errors at different position, different condition, right? So now I will break this situation like that, and I'll say I'll use guard, something like that. So what I will do, I'll say guard let a is there, then just give me the a, else return, else throw something, else throw a error type actually, and which is sum types, and a is nil, right? Like that you can just set it up. It's pretty cool. Same like that, what you can do, b you will type like this, and you can say b is nil, right? And if both are not belongs to, actually a and b both are not there, then what you need to do, so first you need to check like whether a and b both are nil or what. So what you will do, one more condition you will place here. First is a and b, then one main condition will come here, which will check both things. If my a is equals to nil, and b is equals to nil, right? So both conditions should be nil. That means I need to throw an error which is a and b both are nil. So this is the thing, a and b are nil. That's all. So all cases you handled here, and rest everything is perfectly fine, and you will return something like that. Return a plus return a plus b, right? So now it's perfect, I think, and this sum function will be good enough and handled by you with the help of throws and throw, right? So it's a throwable function. So your first point, what is a throwable function? Throws and throw, that is covered here. You created throws function. Now what you need to do is you can just test this. Now it is saying call can throw, but it not marked with try, right? So you need to make it try. So try once you will call any throwable function. Sum is throwable now, so you need to wrap it up with try keyword. So you need to try it first. You need to try and just check anything error is there or not. So automatically it will say like you need to add the try. You need to try this function. If something goes wrong, it will fire an error that you need to handle by the catching or nil, whatever you want to do, you can. So what I will do, I'll say let my result, right, and I will say try me. So rather than this, what you can say, do catch statement is there. I want to catch the errors as well, so there is a do and catch statement is there in between. Try will work. So let result will be there. You need to do what? Sum, and sum of, suppose I just passed a nil and b is actually some value, b have some value. So if result will be there, then it will print my result, right? But if result will not be there, then what it will say, it will go to the error, and you need to handle that error. So you need to catch. So how many errors are there? So we know some functions error have lots of things, but if I don't know about the errors, then what you can say, you can just say simply it will by default give you an error object like that. Can you see? Error is coming automatically, right? So if you will create let e and equals to something like some error, and you need to type it like a is nil something, or if you want to handle like that, I'll tell you how you can create this one also. First we'll check, we'll simply run this and we'll see like our result is coming or not. So I will run this first. What will happen? I just made a nil, so it is saying a is nil, right? So it's firing something. Now I will say 5 and b is nil, right? So what will say, b is nil, right? B is nil. Now I will pass both nil, right? Then what will happen? It will catch and it will say a and b are nil. It will go in this line number 19, right? And a and b are nil. So you are able to catch error, but you can just catch this like that, as well as I'm just telling you one more thing is there, catch. If you know the error types as well, then you can just handle, if you are making your libraries or something like that, then you can just catch multiple errors as well. Catch a is nil and do your work there. You can just show alert to the user, hey, passing a as nil, something like that, right? And you can just do catch b is nil, so you're passing b as nil, right? And the catching a and b are nil, then hey, passing a and b, right, nil, right? And rest like your result will be there. So now it's look pretty, and hey, passing a and b. For the custom alert or custom pop-up, you can just use these kind of multiple catches as well, right? But if I will pass everything correctly, then what will happen? This will give me result and my do while will work perfectly, and I will jump to my result and optional 10 will come because it's an optional value. And then you can just unwrap this with the if let keyword and you can use your result value, right? So like that you can use the try catch with throwable function and everything will goes right. So it's pretty simple, right? Now what you can do is, I want to tell you one thing here. Now one more thing is there. So it's unwrapped, 10 is there. Now suppose I don't want to handle the error cases and all. Actually I'm just using this some 1,000 times into my code and I don't want to go again and again with the catch and all, right? So I don't care like something will come nil, then it's not needed for me, just I will use if let. Then in that case what I can do, I should avoid this catch, right? So suppose I will comment this whole thing, right, for you for being now this is my first try which I used here, and suppose let result will be there and try is there, and some I'm just trying and I'm saying like 5 and 5 will be there, and just give me the result, and I want to print this directly. What will happen? You'll see. So result is there. It is saying expression implicitly cursed from the int to any, right, and it is giving me the result, and if let try is working. So nothing is there, like it's not saying anything, but yeah, can you see an error was thrown and was not caught, right? This playground execution error will come. So in the real time it will be a compile time error or it will be a crash, right? So what you need to do, you need to, if you are doing like this without any optional or this implicitly unwrapped keyword, you will use, if you will use try, simple try, then you need to wrap it with do and catch statement, and you need to handle the all catch statements. So that condition we saw, but I'm saying, hey gentlemen, please understand, I don't want to catch any error, just give me the directly result, whether it will be nil, I will take care, don't worry, right? So it will say, okay, you want to catch the nil also, then take, it's your wish, right? So this is called optional try, the second one. So this is called optional try. That means optionally you are trying, you are not handling the catch like errors through the catches, right? It's not important for you. And why it should come like multiple times you are using some, and over there like you can just pass it with the if let keyword and your result will be there in front of you. If something will come into the result, otherwise it will be nil, and you can just use like that as well, and you can get it out from the do while do and catch statements. So you are trying, you are handling the throwable function, but you are not taking care of catches, right? This is your result if let keyword uses, right? So it's not coming into the result because it's nil, right? So you can nil result is there, so nil result will print over there. Now listen, this is the optional, but what is this actually? So it is saying, listen, I have the guaranteed value of a and b already in my function, so why you should taking care of optional and do while? It will never ever be go inside this else condition as well, I know pretty well. So whenever you will be very short about the values like those you have, then you can use try implicitly unwrapped try, right? That means you are forcing try to give me the value, I have the value, why you are taking care of all the things, I know the things and I'm pretty much confident about this, right? So then if you will use this, it will always print the result. Are you getting my point? So now what we can just do, 10 is there and it's a short value, that's why it's printing the result. But in this case mistake can happen, and if it will be a nil, then your application will crash, then your application will 100% crash. So you need to take care of this situation, and generally developers are doing this mistake. So try implicitly unwrap you use when you are just testing something and you know the values you have already, and if any API is there, it's giving the value a and b properly, then you can use this, right? So you know, now you understood all three types of try. One is simple, which will work with a do while, which I already gave the explanation. Optional, that means it will not take care of catch and all, but it will not also crash somewhere, it will give you the nil value as well, and it will go and just silently it will say your value is nil somewhere or you have result somewhere, right? No worry. But if you will use this implicitly unwrapped optional try optional unwrapped, then what will happen, it want a 100% value, otherwise like it will not work. So in this try optional, if value will be not there, still it will go to the nil, and it will say okay, you don't care about the catches, you don't want to check the error handling, go, this is your wish, right? But if you are going like this, then it is saying I'm the try who, and you made me like this, that's why I'm just assuming your inputs have values, otherwise I'll give you crash, because you promised me you will give me the values, but you gave me nil and I'll crash, right? So if values will be okay, then it will no worry and it will give you the result. But after promising you will break your promise, then it will say crash, right? So generally the use cases, we are just scratching our mind like when we need to use them. So you need to use this try when you are just going with a library or function, or well short programming, you are just doing a good reusable framework, then you need to catch all errors and everything. Try optional, that means you need to use, you don't care about the catch and errors and all, and you just want to just print, and you are just more focused towards the result, whether it's nil or some value, you don't need to take care. And try implicitly unwrapped optional, that means it's a try where it's demanding all input should have value, otherwise it will crash, right? So whole history you understood. And finally I want to tell you what is differ. So actually differ is very different thing. Differ I just completed here. Why? Because if you are just, suppose you have let A and B, right? If you will declare them, where you can declare, right? Those are variables. So after returning something, if you will pass this differ here, and you'll say my something like A will not come in front of this, like I'll call, you can say differ will work, call this function, call this keyword if you want to clear anything garbage which you are using in this function, right? So that means when it will call, try to understand. So result will be there, and this is the result actually, and I'm just printing the result as well here, and my result is this one, A plus B, right? And this is my result actually. And if I declare a variable where result, suppose here integer, and this is optional, right? And this result is right now nil, but this result can have some value, and which is A plus B, if A and B have some value. And I'll print this result, and you are just clearing your result. After giving the value, you are clearing your result and setting it to nil again. Anyways, like Swift automatically reference counting is working over there, and it will make it nil. But in your other scenarios, like if you have some retain cycle or something like that, you can just clear it off with the differ keyword, right? So again, I'm just hitting this result, try sum, and sum I'm just calling. You will see it will differ will call at the end after this result. So first it will return, even though it's written at the top line number 19, but still it will print like this. So you'll see first it will say optional 10, that means this is result and optional 10 printed, and then it is saying call this keyword if you want to clear anything garbage which you are using in this function, and it's returning printing nil. So before it was loaded with the 10 value, it gave the value to this result as well, and then actually uh, it went to the nil, right? So if you will run till line number 48, everything will be there, and you'll see result first it came to the line number 30, printed 10, then immediately it went and loaded into this 42 result, and this result will work, but before that it will nil everything from the inner parameters, whatever you just declared, those will reset, and then you will get your result at the end, which will be your if let r, and print r will be 10. So hope you enjoyed this, and you learn like how you can just go with the throwable function, how you can create throw function with the errors, type of errors, and you understood like 3 types: try, optional try, and implicitly unwrapped try, and differ keyword. So you can use those things in your programming further. Once we'll go for the practice, on that time we'll understand. So if you like this, if you really like this content, then please kindly share this with your friends, and stay tuned for the next tutorial, which is 2.2.14. Thanks.